Hello and welcome to Scoobypup'S Ruffvew'S. Ooh. Spooky season, and
Spooky.
therefore we're going to review ThatDarnKitteh. ThatDarnKitteh. And since it's spooky season, we are going to be reviewing one of the spookiest movies out there, at least for the moment, The Conjuring. Now, I don't know about any of you who have seen this movie, but when I first saw it, I was freaked out. I don't know about you, Kitteh.
When I first saw it, yes. The second time around, I'll tell you more about it. But yeah, first
Yes.
time, yeah.
But I was freaked out because I am Catholic. I was raised to believe certain things, and this hit right home.
I was also raised Catholic. Works out.
Yes, it does. It does, very much so. And also, movies when you're going to see a movie that has a little grain of salt of the truth, it also freaks you out even more. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's get a little peek as towards what it is I am talking about.
Right, it's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the doors just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. Nothing.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
There's someone here that would like to talk to you.
There's something horrible happening in my house.
It's November 1st, 1971. I'm sitting here with Carolyn Perrin, who, with her family, has been experiencing supernatural occurrences. You picking up anything in here, hon?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it?
Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, it takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
You have a lot of spirits in here, but there's the one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful. Look what she made me do. We have to get out of here.
That's not gonna help.
This thing has latched itself to your family.
Father, we never seen nothing like this.
I'm coming with you.
No way. I can't lose you.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed. Do you want to see him?
Yeah?
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you.
Look what she made me do.
So that is the Conjuring. And yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, I want to go see it because I love a good horror film.
I didn't see it in cinema. So you saw it in the cinema?
Yes, I saw it in cinema, and I regret doing so because it's movie Dark Room.
I think no, don't regret it. That's a great, like, I saw it in cinema and it was really, really scary. But yeah, Conjuring, I don't even remember where at first I watched it, but it wasn't cinema. It was still really spooky. There were some moments in that trailer I was like, I don't remember that, and I watched this yesterday. I don't know if they messed us about with something, but yeah.
Yeah, what's funny is usually you can watch a movie dozens of times, and each time you watch it, you'll catch something that you never caught before.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, I don't remember that being there. Was it really?
Yeah.
You watch it again. Okay, I know that's there, but wait, what are they doing over there? I don't remember this person saying that. It's always something with
Yeah.
a movie. The more you see it, the more you catch on to certain things.
Yeah, I was probably moving something or whatever when that sentence was was spoken or something like that. But yeah, yeah. Just the creepiness of the music, everything. Yeah, I remember the reason that I watched The Conjuring was because everybody else said it was really, really scary. So I was like, oh, okay, let's go. I want to watch a movie that's gonna scare me. And it did the
Yeah,
first time at least.
yeah,
Hmm.
uh, uh, I found it very scary. The sequel, The Conjuring 2, not so much.
Hmm.
Um, Now, when Annabelle came out, that scared the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie for
I
that
watched
one.
that. Yeah, that one did. That I remember. I remember that I enjoyed Annabelle more than The Conjuring 2, and then I fell off the
Yeah,
Conjuring wagon. I haven't watched any. I tried to watch the latest one, but yeah, it wasn't that interesting. I couldn't. I'll tell you
yeah,
more about why, but yeah, this
the-
one good.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The first one is good, and it also, like I said, I found it scary because one thing I know, a lot of people when it comes to religion, this is gonna clash
Hmm.
with what a lot of people believe. I do believe in exorcisms. I mean, I do believe in
Hmm.
possession, and the mother in that movie, spoiler, does get possessed and tries to kill her own children, her two
Hmm.
youngest. Um,
Yeah.
and I do believe in hauntings and things like that. I believe there is something there. I believe in evil. That is what
Hmm.
I have been
Same.
raised to believe, and I believe that it is out there, and I believe that it is possible
Hmm.
uh, for something like that to happen.
Yeah. That's what makes it so scary because you're
Yes,
like, oh yeah, yeah, okay, cool. That this happens, and mm, yeah, and what would you do if it was you? Ugh,
yeah,
or
exactly.
someone
You got
in
to
your
put
family.
yourself in their shoes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons. That's one of the main reasons I never saw The Exorcist, uh,
Hmm.
because it was supposedly a true story. And then when I found out the true story, I was like, "Oh hell no, I ain't seeing this movie." Um, I was like,
For
"Nope,
me, it was
no."
for me it was the exorcism of Emily Rose.
Mhm.
I went down the rabbit hole with that, and like that scared me for months. That one. Just the idea of this girl getting possessed. Oh my goodness. And the
And then
tapes
you
that I
have
landed up listening to and things like that.
things that are like stigmatas, and stigmatas aren't inherently bad, but
Hmm.
they're different. They're very different.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that just brings
but
up
yeah,
to me like the other kind of thing is that so we believe in these things, but then I also know that there are people that make hoaxes for this for
mhm,
whatever. So it's like I'm frustrated with those people. Like even with stigmata, they make hoax stigmata, that things like that. So they do hoaxes with their poltergeists and things like that as
yes,
well. Mm.
and then it follows, and then other people will start to believe it, and it's just kind of like a big mass thing that eventually nobody believes except for a small amount of people.
Yeah.
Um, like for example, in The Conjuring, um, Ed and Lorraine Warren, uh, they constantly get called frauds,
Hmm.
but apparently that is not the case in real life. Um, I, what's funny is I know what they are, but I forget that they say what it is in the commercial. I just forgot it.
Paranormal investigators, demonologists.
Demonologists, thank you.
Mm,
They
yeah.
claim to be demonologists. People say that they don't, that such a thing doesn't exist. Personally, I'm on the level of who am I to say?
If you're studying something, the ology thing works. So if you're studying geography, you get the FPHY at the end. It's a subject of study, whether you find it legitimate or not. Demonology, technology, all of that sort of thing. It's whether or not it's a legitimate field of study is up for discussion, but to them, demonology is where it's at.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as belief in that, that's a little bit far fetched for me.
In what? In studying demons?
Mm-mm. I mean, like some of the things that they have done have been a little bit far fetched for me. Like the Amityville, I believe.
Yeah.
Like the Amityville, they say, oh, it was a haunting and whatnot. No, that guy was just psycho.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with that's why I made that face when you said, "Oh, that they're normal and well, they're the real deal in real life." And I had that view of them initially when I first watched The Conjuring, and because I knew of them before. And then when I saw their names on the movie, I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, this is I remember telling my husband, like, these are the real deal guys. This is cool. They're proper investigators and whatever. Now we're getting movies based on their stories. Cool." And then that brought them to light, and then people started revealing the things that make them frauds, essentially. So it kind of broke it for me. So that's why the second time watching it, I think it was so painted by just what I know now about the Warrens. So I was like, oh, damn. But when I first watched it, I was watching it with, oh my gosh, yes, it's the Warrens. That's cool. And that's why it was super, super spooky.
You see, the thing
But
is,
now,
I don't think that they are entirely frauds. I'm not saying that they aren't frauds. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying I have a feeling that it's hit or miss with them. Like they really want to believe so much.
Yeah,
that they'll
some
point it
people
out,
say that
they'll say.
yeah, some people say that they started out genuine and then they realized how you can make money off of even little things. So they were like, okay, cool, and they just leaned into that sort of thing. I guess
Like,
that's better
for
than them being
example,
complete frauds.
yeah, like for example, the Annabelle dolls, like the real Annabelle doll actually really was as bad as people say. It really was that fucked up, and that is something that they discovered, something that that they had blessed and stuff like that. So, like I said, I think that they were hit or missed. I mean, obviously, they were able to find certain things and take care of them, but and they do have video proof for some of their cases.
Have you seen any of it? Because that's the thing that I'm looking for it, and then they're like, oh no, they haven't released it. It's too severe.
They have for the Conjuring 2, they played a lot of the proof.
Okay.
Some of it wasn't, some of it was movie made, some of it was the actual total 100% real audio. Same with the Conjuring, they played audio from one case that they had.
I was wondering if they played the audio of when they went down the stairs, like when they went into the into when they're recording, they're doing the investigation. It was in the commercial that they go down the stairs into the cellar or the basement, and I don't know, just that the way that that sounded, it sounded like they'd used a recording there, um, just
I
for
don't know,
effect.
but I don't know, but
That
when
would
I
be
go
cool.
see a movie and they use
Mhm.
actual audio and video, they usually say on the movie screen or whatever,
Mm.
actual video, audio. Um,
Yeah, I was
so I
wondering they
guess,
would have said that, hey, but I don't know if that breaks immersion. I
yeah,
don't know.
it would. That's the thing. It would
Mm.
break immersion, in my opinion.
I think it would
Um,
because it's like you're supposed to take everything as truth, and then it's like, oh, by the way, this is the real part, and you're like, what? No, 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 no. The whole movie's supposed to be true. That's what's freaking us out, right? So that we're
yeah,
watching a true
exactly.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for those of you who are wondering, um, this is basically the premise of the story. A young family, if yeah, I would say young, relatively young family, right?
Yeah. Well, they've got young kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So a family of 5 kids, all relatively young at this point. None of them are teenagers yet or anything like that.
Mm. Well, I
Uh,
think there's one. There's one
decide.
teenager.
Well,
There's
either
one
way,
older daughter, but the rest are like and they're all girls.
yes, they are all girls, and they decide to move from the city to the country due to the dad's job. And they find this great farmhouse that when they see it, they absolutely love it on the spot. The mother, however, she's immediately drawn to back where there is this big tree that you see on the front, minus the hangman's noose. But she is drawn to the water. She likes what she sees in the water. She thinks it's beautiful. She goes into the house. She thinks the house is wonderful. The husband's with her. They both think the house is wonderful. They buy the house. The kids move in, and the kids are thrilled because they can because there's so many bedrooms. Some of them, they can't each have their own bedroom, much to their chagrin. But the bedrooms that are there are nice and big. Um, so the first couple of days, things are fine. Husband goes out on one of his trucking drives. That's when things start to get weird. The mother and the daughters, of course, they like to play a game called hide and clap, which is basically when when the children or the mother, whoever's it, puts on a blindfold, and they get a certain amount of claps, and the person's got to find you, just like hide and seek, but you're going through claps. But the mother one day is playing that with the girls, and she hears the clapping, follows the clapping, and finally gets to this really nice, really ornate dresser. And the dresser opens up, and she says, one more clap, and these hands come out of the dresser and clap. She comes up to it. She goes, I know you're in there. I can hear you breathing, which really creeps you out.
You're like, it's not her. You know it's not her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you saw those hands. They were pale. They were bad. Get away, woman. And then one of the little girls comes up from behind her from the hallway and says, you look, she goes, you remove, because the mother is confused, and she takes off the bandana to see why she can't figure out where the girl is. And one of the daughters comes up and says, "You removed your bandana. You lose."
What makes it even creepier, though, what's even creepier is actually it's not even with all of the girls, because it's with her little girl, because the little
Yeah,
girl doesn't go to school yet. So there's no
yeah.
excuse. There's no like, oh, it's another daughter or something. It was just this young one that she's playing with. So it was just her, just two of them.
Hmm.
So there's no explanation.
Yeah,
Nobody
and
else is in the house.
the daughter was like, "I was out in the hallway. I was out in the hall." Yeah, and she was like, "I was out in the hallway, in so and so's room," and the mother, of course, is freaked out, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Later on that night, what happens? The same thing, but she's just in her room. The mother's in her room, folding laundry and stuff. The kids are asleep. Clapping starts again. She says, "Girls, go to bed. I told you it's bedtime." She hears the clapping again. She goes to her kids' rooms. They're out like a light. And then she hears all this crashing. Something like completely destroys all the photos and everything going down the stairs. When I first saw that, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And the basement door opens up and you hear more clapping. And the mother goes down to the door, lights a match, looks in. She goes, "Whoever's down here, I'm going to lock you down." And she turns to leave. The door slams shut, knocking her down knocking her down there and knocking the light out. She turns out, she grabs like a match, lights it. She's right next to the door because she's crawled right back up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And what happens? Pair of hands comes out and goes, that was so
that was the biggest fright I got the whole movie. That I got it was such a jump scare. Oh my goodness. Like
I
I
know.
swore
And
at
then
the
like
screen.
I know. And then the husband drives back to hear a bunch of screaming. The lights are flashing. The house is going. The entire house is going ape shit. And and he opens the door and he opens the door to the basement. The wife comes out. The wife pops out. All of a sudden, they hear screaming from the girls' room. And they go running up, and one of them had just had a nightmare. And it's just, yeah, it's like all of a sudden, boom, things are starting to go downhill. They have one that sleepwalks. So whenever they find her sleepwalking, they have to be careful to take her back to bed. And this was like the next night. She one of the, I think she's the second youngest that does the sleepwalking.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepwalks over to the closet. Yeah, the closet thing. And it's just keeps going to it and bouncing against it, bouncing against it, bouncing against it. And wakes up the older sister. Older sister comes, puts her back to bed. All of a sudden, the girl sits up, wide awake. And she looks at her other sister who's standing by the door, who's about to close it. And she points and she goes, "She's standing right behind you." And she goes, "What?" And then you hear the door slam. Screaming galore. What happens? Open up the door. There's nothing there. The mother said, "What happened?" Older daughter says, "I don't know. She said that there was someone standing behind me and then the door slammed shut." While the youngest daughter is freaking out, crying. Next day. Same thing.
No, but the daughter freaking out crying. She said She said, "Oh, it spoke to me." And they're like, what?" And it says, "Oh, it said it wants my family dead." So yeah, that
Yeah.
that's nice and creepy. But then you all of these things you could kind of, okay, except for the like eventually the clapping and all of that. But like these kind of things, they just could be explained away eventually. You're just like, oh no, she had a bad dream. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
And
Like you
then
can just
the
move on.
youngest
No.
has, yeah. And
Mm,
the youngest has that little toy who,
yeah.
whenever she
The
winds it
music
up,
box.
the music box, whenever she winds it up, uh, every time it stops and she looks behind her, there's a ghostly boy,
Hmm.
a very creepy looking ghostly boy. But she carries it with her everywhere now.
Mm.
And
And she talks to it. Yeah.
yeah, she talks to it too. And then the next day, of course, the girls going to bed, you hear the thumping again. It's the little sister sleepwalking. Older sister gets up, grabs her, leads her back to bed. Little sister sits up again, starts breathing very, very heavily. And older sister's like, what? And she points to the top of the dresser. There it is.
Mhm.
The
It
demon.
is, yes. It's not this little boy. Okay, so we have the boy, so we know there's a ghost boy. And
Yes,
then there's just this freaky lady-ish in terms
we
of
have
hair.
we know that there is a ghost boy, a ghost maid, a ghost mother,
Mhm.
and then we know we have the main protagonist, which is a dead witch named Bathsheba.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, we
who
find that
is,
out later. Yeah.
yes, who is slowly but surely latching on to the family, causing problems.
Hmm.
The mother freaks out and she hears about the Warrens and goes to the Warrens, who are having um, a discussion at a college. They're having a great big meeting. Meeting, and she goes there to watch them and seek for their help. And they tell her, "Look, sorry, we know there's a lot of crackpots out there. It's probably just a regular haunting." And she goes, "No, my kids can't sleep at night." And she tells them everything that happens. And as soon as they hear that she has kids, they jump on it, which is something that a lot of ghost hunters or demonologists or whatever they want to call themselves out in the world today will do the moment they find out that the person coming to them has kids, because what's more precious than a child? So they decide to come down and help. And the moment they come through the doors, shit hits the fan. Things just get worse. They put the crosses up and all that stuff. They do the voicing, the ghosts start to get more violent. It's just everything. It just starts to get more noticeable. You find out who the villain is: an evil dead witch named Bathsheba. The mother slowly gets possessed. You're finding out more. I mean, the ghosts are making themselves more noticeable. The child is making himself more noticeable. Things are just going through the roof. And the thing is about this story, The Conjuring, is that according to one of the family members, one of the daughters, she said Hollywood dumbed down everything that happened.
Really?
Yeah, she said, I wrote in my books everything about what happened, everything. And they wanted to put down everything that I had in my books. But then they realized, no, it would end up being they would have to make it rated R. So they had to dumb it down and change a lot of things.
Yeah, the thing that I've heard is that they made up the whole Bathsheba part, but the rest of the haunting was there.
Well, here's the thing about the Bathsheba part.
Mm-hmm.
The Bathsheba part isn't entirely false, and I'll get to that later
Mm-hmm.
on. But for the pros and the cons of the movie, I mean, what pros do you think there are? Like, what did the movie do well in your mind?
Okay, well, for me, the main thing that it really did well was it built up the amount of the haunting, right? So it shows you how the family. Okay, at first it makes you care about the family because they're all wholesome and cute, and they've got these
Yes.
daughters that have little different characters and things. So you care about them actually really easily, and the way they play together and that sort of thing. But then in terms of the haunting itself, like the strange occurrences, they build up around the movie. Like it's you can imagine a family going, "Oh, you explain it away. That's what you do. You don't immediately go, oh, it must be demons then. You go, oh, well, that's just weird. The house is just settling kind of thing where you're just like, oh, she's just sleepwalking. It's fine. That makes sense that she's just gonna, oh, she hasn't been walking for a while, but now she started again. Whatever. So like it makes that it builds up to this point where it's like, no, now it's undeniable kind of thing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was the main
Just like
thing that
how
made it.
it builds up.
Yeah, that's what made it valuable when you want them not to make it through all of this. And you then notice the difference between a mother, the kind of mother she is, and then as she starts getting possessed, like, oh my gosh, you actually didn't even speak
Yes.
about the point where she like closer to the end when we get to the exorcism,
Yes.
like she
So
took her two
when it
children.
comes to the
Yeah.
so when it comes towards the middle of the movie, you
Mhm.
start to see that, and the Warrens come over. They say that you can't leave this house. It has latched onto you and your family.
Mhm.
And you can find out because one day she is taking a nap and she wakes up in the middle of her nap and there is the witch. She opens her mouth to scream and instead the witch possesses her.
Yeah,
And from then
yeah,
on,
Lorraine
yeah,
Lorraine goes to her and is like, "Oh my gosh," and she's just like, "Oh no, I felt sick. Yeah, it's fine." So
yeah,
there's nothing. They don't do anything then.
yeah. You hear her throwing up, and she
Mhm.
goes, "Oh, it's nothing. I just felt a little sick." And from there on, the mother starts to go downhill. She starts to space out a bit. She starts
Yeah.
to get a little bit more aggressive. Um, and then one evening, she grabs the two youngest girls and takes them out for a drive.
That they'll end
And
up, so what actually happens, they get them to they 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 evacuate them from the building, which is like, it was so if we want to talk cons,
yes,
that's a
they get
weird
them
thing.
to a hotel.
Yeah, and then that's when so at least there's a payoff there because they're like, no, this thing will follow you. But then they go to a motel and they get out of the house, which is like, huh? But you just said that the thing's gonna follow you, so why are you doing this? And then from the motel, she takes her two daughters, two out of five. She takes two of them in the car and takes them back to the house to kill them, essentially. So that's at least a nice payoff that it was like
Yes,
they said
because
it will follow you.
every
Yeah. I think
yes,
we're
and
delayed.
every mother lived there has killed their youngest child.
Mhm.
Yeah, but every mother who has lived there, though, has killed their youngest child, and she's the latest in the families. So she's going to go and kill her youngest children, which happens to be two young girls. So luckily, though, Ed, her husband, Ed, Lorraine, so she gets them to the basement. She's about to stab one of them. And Ed, Lorraine,
The husband's there too.
and the husband, yeah, and they grab her, they pull away the knife, and the second youngest manages to get away. But since the youngest overall is such good friends with the little boy, he shows her where to go, all the best hiding spots and everything. So she's hiding. So the second youngest gets out of the house, gets into the car, and waits. That's when you see all the crows in the commercial start to appear and crash against the window and everything. And the reason why, I'll just go back to this. And the reason why the crows are starting to emanate is because there's a whole bunch of evil in the house, and they're about to do an exorcism because they could not get the priest's approval to do one, at least not in time. So Ed has to do it, which upsets nature for some awkward reason. I guess Hollywood wants to scare you. The second youngest, she's in the car, waiting. Crows are circling the house like no tomorrow. Some of them are smashing into the windows of the car, causing her to freak out. And the exorcism begins. Ed freaks out because he's never done this before. The husband is scared because he's seeing his wife go through this. It does not turn out well because she manages to lift herself up the ground because they ended up having to tie her down.
They had to put a sheet over her.
Yeah, and to keep her from going anywhere.
People.
Yeah, and then like she even breaks through the sheet, and the face that peers out is not her. It's Bathsheba. And then her chair lifts up, flips upside down, smashes, she's set free. And all of a sudden you hear the youngest daughter try to crawl to get out of the house. She can hear it. And so she runs up to where the little girl is and starts ripping out the floorboards, grabs a knife when she finally finds her, grabs the little girl, and Lorraine says, "Think about your daughters. Think about that one time at the beach," while her husband's trying to do the exorcism, and
she has to fight from inside. Yeah.
And she's happy. She's sad about losing her girls, but then she becomes happy because she thinks of that one perfect day. And poof, cured. And happily ever after, or so you now back to the pros and cons. Like you said, well-developed characters, well-developed story. What other pros can you think of that you liked?
Let me just get my list here. Family. There were just so many jump scares as well that were just it was constant scare. Like you're supposed to be scared. So like the my biggest one was the clap one. Like honestly, that made me. But do you remember the one with the sheet where Lorraine is like hanging up
Yes.
some? Yeah, that one was a massive one for me. There were just so many, but that one was like I did
Yeah.
not. I
Like
don't.
the
Yeah.
yeah, the she's doing the laundry and it's a windy day and one of the sheets blows past her and it lands on a human form and she looks up and there's Bathsheba in the house. Yeah.
That's the day. Yeah, that's the day that she goes into the mom because the mom is napping then, and the kids are all out for ice cream and stuff with the dad. So she runs up there, and that's when basically Bathsheba has taken possession of her. And there's actually some other stuff we in terms of the okay, so we have the family development, which is really great, but okay, what makes Ed and Lorraine very endearing in this story as well is their daughter and their love for their daughter. And some of the greatest scares come from what the daughter goes
Yes, the
through
daughter.
because, yeah, Bathsheba then also is threatening because she saw the locket. So she's threatening
That's
Lorraine.
yes,
Yeah.
because Lorraine fell through the floor when she was examining the dresser that her daughter likes to hide in during hide and clap. And she fell through, which is where she discovered that Bathsheba makes all the mothers hang themselves after killing their children. And while she was trying to get away from Bathsheba, her locket that has her picture of her daughter in it snaps off and gets left behind, giving Bathsheba a way to get to her house. And in the middle of the night, what happens while the daughter is asleep? She hears the sound of a rocking chair. She goes to see what it is. Bathsheba, they show her in a rocking chair brushing Annabelle's hair. And of course, she turns, both Annabelle and Bathsheba turn to look at her, and the kid freaks and calls the mom and stuff. So you find that their family's also being attacked now.
That scene with the little girl because she goes down the stairs and the way she's just there looking in, and that's very scary, and then she closes the door and is going to run up the stairs, but then the lights go out, just the way this darkness comes down the stairs, that was terrifying. I've had nightmares that have that kind of thing happen, and just thinking about it right now, I'm freaked out by it. Just the visual was so good, and this poor little girl is scared out of her mind from this. But then they get her, and but that's actually when Lorraine that they make another look like note of how psychic she is because they're far away, well, on their way home, but she knows that her daughter's in danger. So yeah, that was really top tier scare. I think that's all that's all my pros.
For me, it very much is the same as what you said. I like that they incorporated some of their previous cases, like the Annabelle case. I like how they incorporated that one. I thought that the entrance to the Warrens was. I really liked it because I found it also scary. It was also full of jump scares, that one, but you have the knocking and the two nurses that were idiots realized, oh crap, we let a demon into the doll and not a ghost.
And we can just throw it in the trash and it'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll just throw it in the trash. You know, everything's fine. All's well. Middle of the night. Boom, 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 boom. It's like as soon as that started happening, I was in the theater. I literally had chills going down my spine. I was like, oh my God, because I knew about the Annabelle doll. And so it really, really, really freaked me out because I'm also a very big fan of paranormal. Now, I know that there are some cases out there that are absolutely hogwash, and there are some cases out there that are actually true. And when those cases happen, that they're scary as hell. I mean, where I live, pretty much every other house is haunted. And that's not a joke. Yeah, and it's not a joke. I mean, we actually have several haunted houses where I live, because it's a colonial town. But the fact that they get so into not just the family, but each individual family member. They don't just focus on the family alone, but each family member. Like the father and his job, they make sure that he is tired of having to do what he does. He is a loving father. But at the same time, they show that they managed to show that he's very skeptical of everything that's going on. Instead of believing everything that's happening, he is instead he is very skeptical of everything.
Yeah, there's other explanations for him.
Yeah, and the rest of the family saying, no, you're always gone when this stuff happens. So you don't have the right to say this. I like how they portray Ed and Lorraine not as 100% saints, because that is certainly not what they are, and they show that in the movie.
How? What do you mean, like in that?
In the sense that the moment they enter that house, things get worse.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they don't make things better
They
necessarily.
don't make things better, they make things worse.
One thing they also did with this is in the beginning, or in one part in the middle somewhere there, they also showed a case where Ed and Lorraine say, no, this isn't a haunting, this is just the pipes and the whatever. They make sure to note that, look, Ed and Lorraine also will tell you when there's no demon. So when they do tell you there is a demon, you must believe them. Which is, yeah, that was smart of them to put in.
Yeah. As for cons, on your lovely little list.
Well, for me,
I know you like to diagram things.
I've already referred a little bit to, like, just Ed and Lorraine Warren are not who they seem to be in the movie. Like, I researched a bit more into them since the first time I watched them, so there's that. So that kind of took away from the story for me this time around. But when I look back to all the scares and stuff, it really doesn't matter. It's just that I was focused on, oh yes, this is what they make them look like. But actually, there's cases where they just fabricated stuff, like the Amityville and that sort of stuff. So I had that in mind. We've discussed that, but then one of the things just that I noticed was, I know it's not a huge thing, but it was just, when they start with the Annabelle story, and when they're discussing the Annabelle story, Ed says things don't get possessed. Things don't get possessed. That's it. It's not a thing. So I'm like, okay, well, hold on. Well, then why do you have this whole freaking museum of things? And then they go later on into the museum that's under their house. and he says, "Oh, this is a collection of haunted things." So, I mean, I understand that haunted and possessed might not be exactly the same thing, but yeah, that was weird for me. I'm like, you've got a line that says things can't get possessed, but then you've got conduits like Annabelle. So, like, they didn't explain that to me. Maybe it's just me not understanding it.
So what they say in that particular line is they say ghosts, ghosts in particular, ghost spirits cannot use conduits they don't possess. Demons possess and use conduits. So they were saying, so what you have is they said demons, ghosts don't possess, demons do. That's what they were saying in that scene.
Okay. So then we have Rory, the little boy, who is a ghost, and he possesses that little, well, not possesses, but he is attached to that little music box. So like they play around with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, attachments are possible with ghosts. Attachments are possible, and that's because it's an emotional attachment. He's not using a conduit. It's just an emotional attachment. And some people can see what's there. Some people can't. It's like and I'm going to sound like a total paranormal loon for this, and I don't really care. But they say that the people who can see ghosts the most are children because they are the most open-minded.
Mm-hmm. That's why, that's also why investigators are also interested when a child's there. Involved.
And the little girl was the only one who could see him, but she could only see him when she played with the music box. And in that case, he was not using it as a conduit. He was just attached to it, and she could see what was attached. That was basically what it was for her. But yeah, and as for calling it their haunted museum, I don't know why they would call it their museum of hauntings or whatever.
Like haunted items, cursed items, I think as well is another thing that they'll say.
But
yeah,
I think it's called the paranormal. I think it's called the Paranormal Museum
weekly.
Yeah,
paranormal museum. Yeah,
I think it's what they called it. I'm not too sure. I'd have to check. But some other cons for me is they don't emphasize enough just how in tune Lorraine is to the supernatural. They just say, oh, okay, she's a medium. Everything she touches, everything she sees takes away like a little piece of her psyche, They make her sound like the husband makes her sound like a loon. They don't really go that much into, and I know you need to focus on the family, but if they could focus a little bit more on Ed and Lorraine as well, that would have been a bit more helpful, and they didn't. They even set up characters for later movies that they really had no backstory for, like the nun. Okay, well, the husband was painting the nun. Why are you painting the nun? How does this fit into the story? Why is this creepy looking character there? Why isn't your wife scared about it? They didn't say anything about that.
Maybe they just had that and they were like, okay, well, we'll make a movie out of that. Like they did. Maybe that's the way it happened, that they said, hey, that's a creepy picture.
Yeah, and then they show an exorcism that they were doing, and she looks into this guy's eyes. She looks into the eyes of the guy they're exorcising. Yeah, and she just all of a sudden screams, and all they say is to this day she won't tell me what all
What she
Ed
saw.
does is that to this day that she won't. All she says is that she never tells me, what it is she saw. And to me, it's kind of like, okay, so you're not gonna. How do you even know she even saw anything there if you're not gonna tell us a little bit what it is?
And he says he doesn't ask her. So it's like, okay. So I feel like there is a lot of their relationship in it. Because it's always about Ed trying to keep her away from things, like keep her away from being damaged by her work and all of that. Because like he wants to do the exorcism and she must leave, kind of thing. And it's like she's like, no, we are brought together by God for a reason, and this is it, and that's it. She's not going anywhere. And that seems to carry through in terms
Yeah,
of Ed is trying to keep Lorraine safe.
yeah, and it also seems to carry throughout the entire Conjuring series, but um, I would have liked to have known more about the Warrens, other than, hey, she can see things, and we were brought together. I would like to have known more about why the church didn't want to help. I want to know, I wanted to know more of their backstory as well as the families, because I mean they did a great job telling the family, but I still wanted to know just a little bit more about the family's backstory. Like, what made the father so skeptical? What was it that he thought he could explain away? But he never does.
Yeah,
So
and
that is.
all we
So
all
that
we
is.
know about the family is like they're not part of the church, I guess, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. They're not part of the church. They never got baptized. And that's all he tells them. And it's kind of like, okay, keep going, keep giving us another reason. We hear sounds and stuff, but I'm all skeptical. Keep going, tell me why. Because apparently all this stuff that happens at 3 a.m. over and over and over cannot be just a coincidence. Tell me why you are skeptical of this stuff. And they never tell you. So that does get on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, I was okay with it. I didn't focus too much on the dad. I think that's why I didn't focus too much. The only thing I really remembered about him is how at the end he's supposed to be encouraging his wife, and he goes, "You can do this," and it doesn't. I'm like, that's not helping. I don't know why they didn't retake that shot or something, that scene, because it just didn't do it for me. I was like, wow, it reminded me of that like thing from Hot Rod. Babe, no, no, babe. Like it just doesn't work. Um, but yeah, that's all I remember
Yeah,
about him.
exactly. No, this is, like I said, the Hollywood dumbed down the actual story. What really happened was far more traumatizing compared to the family, and this is the actual family. Now,
So cute.
according to according to the eldest daughter, there was no possessions.
Oh,
Bathsheba was real, but
okay.
not in the sense that they say in the movie. She said, Bathsheba was the name of a dog that we had from Africa.
Okay.
And
So they just took that
and
name.
she
They're like,
said,
that sounds like a cool name.
no, she said, we wanted to name it, but our mother took it, raised it in the air, closed her eyes, and said, this dog shall be named Bathsheba. She goes, this started way back in the city. She goes, and she said, this all started way back in the city with our mother. And one night out of the blue, she goes to this barn house, falls in love with it, buys it right then and there on the spot. She comes home, tells the father. Father is pissed. Girls aren't too happy because now they have to uproot themselves and everything. They have spent a lot of their money. I mean, like, they spent almost everything they had on this house. And while moving in, though, the owner of the barn said, hey, by the way, don't ever, ever, ever don't ever go to sleep without turning on the lights. Always leave the lights on at night.
Mm-hmm.
And as they are moving in, and the eldest daughter says, I remember the day we were moving in, there was a man standing in the corner of the doorway. I went up to my mom and I said, who's the man? And she goes, what man? There's no man there. And then as each of my sisters came in, they asked the same question. Who's the man standing by the doorway? And when my youngest sister came in, she said, who's the man standing by the doorway? He just disappeared. So they said that there was a lot of spirits. The haunting was very violent, but there were no possessions. No dogs were killed. She said many, many, many scary things did happen. There were creepy voices created and stuff. And she said they were very violent. And she said, but when the Warrens came over, things got worse. So that was the one thing they kept in the story, is that correct in the story, is that things got worse, a hell of a lot worse, when they stepped through the door.
Well, that makes sense, because then wouldn't it be like, oh, these people are here to take us out, so
yeah,
I need to scare them off.
So, but yeah, they said, the eldest daughter said things got worse. And apparently the Warrens did get a priest to come over and take care of the house, bless the house, exercise the house and stuff. But here's something that they don't say in the movie. The Warrens had to come back to that house 3 more times before the father kicked them out and they left the house. Because the mother was, personality-wise, she was changing. She wasn't possessed, but she was changing. The house was having an effect on her. It was making her depressed and such. And, but yes, the Warrens, they had to come over to the house like 3 times until eventually the father kicked them out and said, don't come back.
He was blaming them, essentially.
Yes, he was blaming them for the hauntings getting worse. The children didn't see it that way, but the father did. In real life, the father was...
How did it end?
In real life, the father was skeptical from beginning to end, and it ended with the family moving. They just left. They were finally like, fuck it, and left. Which is ironic, too.
No,
You could have done
they're
that.
supposed to have lived happily ever after.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you could have left in the first place. Why didn't you? But to each their own. But yes, the eldest did write a book about her experience, and she wanted James Wan to put almost everything that was in the book into the movie. And when James Wan proposed that to Hollywood, he was shot down because they wanted it to be a PG-13 movie, and adding in some of the things from the book that actually happened would have turned it into a rated R movie.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I found that to be very, very, very interesting. It's always nice to know the truth behind the story so that you're getting both point of views. It doesn't mean that the movie itself, though, is any less entertaining.
Yeah, that's what it's for. I mean, it entertains people that don't even believe in demons and possession anyway.
Yeah, especially in this case, that like they say this is from the hidden case files. Oh, it doesn't exist. This is the family. Okay, here's the actual story of what happened. There's pictures, which I forgot to download stupidly, of the Warrens with the family at the house, and it's kind of like, tell us again why you don't believe.
Well, yeah, the people that that's what they're looking to do, is to not believe and find explanations that aren't
Mhm.
that are ordinary. So like they'll just say, okay, well the girls were making this up, and that's it. So yeah, sure, here's the source, but they're like, oh well, I don't believe your source. That's it. I
Yes,
just
very
don't
much
believe you.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. Yeah, there's very much the whole girls are making this up, or it's just the wild imagination of children.
Hmm.
All those, all, all sorts of levels, every direction you can think of. But the movie itself really did. Excuse me. The movie itself, in my opinion, really did accomplish what it was trying to do. And that was deliver a very good horror film with good writing and so on, with a touch of truth to it, which is what makes it even scarier.
Yeah, it gives you a story. Like I did say a lot of the pros were, the great scare, the jump scares, but the story makes it better than just a normal horror movie, even run of the mill. That's what made people really love the story a lot. Well, this movie was because there was a story to it. It was engaging the whole way through. You weren't just like, okay, well, where's the next jump scare? Okay, cool. Yeah. Then the person's gonna die, or like it was. It kept you engaged the whole way through.
Mhm. Yeah, because you think, oh, this is going to happen. You think this is going to happen. And, oh, no, this is wrong. This isn't going to happen. Well, shit. But yeah, there were some great scenes, like when that one girl, she's standing in front of Lorraine Warren, and her hair slowly starts to lift up, and next thing you know, she gets slammed into the door, and she's getting pulled around all over the place by her hair.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, I can deal with that.
And
That's
then
cool.
and all of the sisters are looking at her like, I think it was like a Judy or something like that. It was just yeah. All of those moments are iconic. Like people remember them from that movie. They're like, oh yes, the hair thing. Ah, crazy.
Oh yeah,
Funny enough,
definitely.
Lorraine cuts the hair, and then therefore she's not, the girl's not being pulled around the room. I'm like, wow. So demons just don't grab the rest of the hair. They would just weird stuff. But either way, it was scary.
Yes, very much so. So if you were gonna out of 10, what would you rate this?
In terms of this, when I think about the exact scenes that really terrified me, those scenes themselves, I would be like 10 out of 10. But you have to give a number for the whole thing together. And I feel comfortable with giving it a 7. I know that many people give it like much higher, but for me, I'm just 7, and I think it's just because of my perception of the Ed and Lorraine Warren throughout it, and I don't know, maybe I should add another number. I should have it 8 out of 10 because it feels 7. Okay, it feels 7 because of what I know about Ed and Lorraine. But in terms of the story, it's an 8 out of 10. There we go. I changed my mind.
I would have to agree. It's I mean, like for me, a 10 out of 10 would be The Exorcist or Carrie, you know. For and because those just have some interesting aspects that you won't find anywhere else. Whereas The Conjuring, it is your horror film. It has a base on truth, just like The Exorcist. But at some points in time, they are a little bit lacking in information. And at some points in time, they focus too much on an area where they should just focus just a little bit on. Like Bathsheba going over to Ed and Lorraine Warren's daughter. Yeah, that's spooky, that's scary, but I don't see the point as towards why they did that.
Yeah, it's like they just wanted to show, hey, they have a daughter, and the daughter is also at risk. But yeah, it was like they're there and then they're not there. Like, wouldn't they be at the place indefinitely? I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like I didn't see the purpose as towards why you would flash over to that area real quick without any explanations and whatnot. They had an opportunity to do a lot more with the movie. So I would also have to like they had a lot more opportunities to add a lot more than just jump scare.
Yeah.
Like add in a little bit more truth to make it even scarier, you know, to emphasize, you know, this is a serious problem. And they didn't really do that.
Yeah, they just hinted at a lot of stuff, and I think maybe they just thinking about what they could have done. Maybe they spent a lot of too much time on Annabelle and things like that. It's like, as much as those were scary parts, focus on this story. Like, I guess they did that because they knew they were starting a franchise up, so it was all about building up what Ed and Lorraine do. I've heard them them now described as like paranormal superheroes, you know, like because they go and they fight the demons essentially. So that's what was being set up in this movie. So I can understand why they did it, but yeah, man, I would have wanted more from the actual family's story.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely would have wanted more from the family. So I would definitely go with an 8 on this one. So hope this is the right one. Boom! 8 out of 10.
The bronze
Bronze
paw. and that screenshot, though, that screenshot is from a 10 out of 10 part of the movie, okay? Where we've got also just, hello, get a freaking flashlight, but okay. She has this match, and that's where the clap happens. This is where this clap happens at the back. And
Yeah,
that
that's
is
from the
10 out of 10
clapping of the
scary.
hands.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is the part where she falls down the steps,
Mhm.
where she gets locked in the basement, falls down the steps, crawls back up, turns around to see what happened with a matchbook, and the
hands
you
come
can't
out.
see it because of the bronze paw,
Mm.
but the hands are right there about the clap. And
Oh.
it's so creepy because the hands are this slimy looking gray. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Big hands. And like you're like, oh, clapping hands. It's a normal noise, but it's the creepiest sound in this movie. Just and this
Oh, yeah.
happens just after she goes, if you're down here, I'm gonna lock the door, and like that slams. So this whole sequence is amazing, like because you're scared because you've just gotten that jump scare because she got knocked down the stairs and whatever, and then you get another one like straight after that. I mean, you know it's coming, you know something's coming, but you're like, and then this, oh, I swore at it. I swore because I was too scared. I swear when I'm scared, and I was like, fuck you, fuck you.
When I saw that scene,
Mhm.
when she said, show yourself or I'm going to lock you down here, I thought something was going to show itself to her.
Mhm.
Instead, she slowly backs up, turns around, the door slams, knocks her down. Then you see the light go out.
Mhm.
And then you hear climb, 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 climb. She turns around. She's at the top of the stairs. She's got a match. She's looking around. She's not seeing anything. And then come the hands. And it's like, I was like, I was not expecting that.
It was wonderful. Yeah, it's just great timing. So good.
Yeah, it was. And I expect nothing less from James Wan. He's a very good director. I'll explain. I will give him that.
Did he direct? Does he direct all the next ones, the ones afterwards?
I do not know,
Hmm.
but I do know he is the director of Insidious
I like
and Saw.
Insidious, yeah.
So he was the director for those two movies. I have yet to see Insidious.
Oh, you have to watch it.
I have not seen Insidious. I want to, but I keep forgetting.
No, I'll just go give it a watch. There's a couple Insidiouses now as well. I think we watched Insidious, and when we were watching it, we were watching it at my sister's house, which is old and rickety and wooden and whatever, so very spooky. And then the freaking mirror fell off the wall while we were watching. It was so terrifying. So yeah, watch that, and then imagine having the mirror just
One movie I would definitely love to do a rough view on for October.
Mhm.
I'd love to do a rough view for Carrie.
Oh, I haven't watched. Which Carrie would it be?
The original.
The original.
With
Okay,
Sissy Spacek and John Travolta. Because that's not your average horror film. That one's like a psychological thriller / horror.
Yeah, I want to watch that. The original.
Yeah, because it's similar to. Yeah, the original was great, and just like the original Firestarter. The original Firestarter was awesome. But yeah, I'd definitely love to do a rough view on Carrie again. I mean, not again, but I would definitely love to do one someday.
Much. Yeah. Do it.
But yeah, it's definitely one that I want to do. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I
you
am
for having me.
Hopefully someday I'll have you on the podcast as well.
Please do.
I would absolutely love it. Who knows? Maybe Christmas.
Mm.
But yes, thank you for coming on and doing a review with me. Normally, like I said, I'm still a baby YouTuber, so figuring out how to do reviews and everything like that are a little bit difficult. But
congratulations on monetization.
Yes, I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And yet I still have so much to learn. Like, I mean, for this, I was only able to do a commercial for the Shin Godzilla review. I was able to do two quick screenshots, and then of course that got copyright struck, and I had to put in as as towards you can remove this because this is a critique. I'm using this to criticize, and that's when they removed it. So yeah,
it was just like an auto thing. Yeah,
it's just like an auto thing. But that's why I put on the watermarks for the commercial.
Yeah.
So that way it shows that I changed it, I altered it. You can't, you don't get mad at me. So yeah, it's been a gem. Absolutely, utterly had a blast doing this with you. And like I said, I hope I can do this again with you soon.
Me too. Please do have me. Let's do it. Let's do Carrie. Let's whatever. Whenever you're free.
Whenever you're free. I mean, if you're free to do Carrie this month, just let me know.
Yeah. Let's do it in a couple of years anyway, when we're not recording.
Like I said, I can do like I've said before to anybody who wants to come on and whatnot, but can't come on a specific day. Just tell me. I will work with you. I got no problem doing so. So again, thank you, Kitteh.
Thanks,
hopefully,
Scoob.
And it's great to see you again. Hopefully, we'll get to see you sooner rather than later. And thanks everybody for watching.
Bye.